I'm about to lose my brain stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make sense.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Amadeus.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Amadeus.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
One of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of every
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine, you son. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine, you son. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got
This is the sound of every
All right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to the to the QueenAShakur TV show. I'm your host, QueenAShakur, and this is your second morning wake-up call. So let's get into it. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen in just a moment. Hello, Timber Dan. Easy is in the house. Queen Shay. All right, Mr. Elevation. Aeon is here. Jeff ATL. Juju said the queen is queening. Nessie X. Kimberly France. Pearly. 504 Nola. Eva is here. Queen Sam. All right, Deronda. Jeff ATL. Courtney J. Brutha. Bithia is here. Stacy. Okay, shout out to my moderators putting in work. Terry Hidden, Anita Harrell, Ty is here. Okay, Cherokee Descended Dale. Shout out to all my loyal royals in the chat and everyone tuning into the queen. Prince of Paraphernalia is here. Deneen. Okay, Stacy Cornbread on purpose is here. All right, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. First things first, let's talk about this shooting where 4 officers were killed. Okay, this happened in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this news report. Everyone, please get the likes up. Thank you in advance.
And we've now learned that 4 law enforcement officers are dead, several others wounded after a shootout in North Carolina.
Yeah, police say the officers were ambushed by a second shooter after trading shots with the man they were trying to serve with a warrant. And WGN Shannon Halligan has the details now. Shannon?
Yeah, the U.S. Marshals Service posted on X that they were mourning the loss of a deputy and 2 task force officers who were killed in the chaos. We also just learned an officer who was listed in critical condition has died. Witnesses said the gunfire this afternoon went on for several minutes.
Shots fired, shots fired. Command, he's shooting at us again. Return fire.
Mayhem erupted when U.S. Marshals tried to serve a warrant in Charlotte Monday afternoon. After a 3-hour standoff, the suburban Charlotte home was torn open. Armored vehicles smashed into it, ripping off the windows and entire doorways.
I heard the gunfire and just ambulance, police, everything just everywhere, just start rushing down. I got out. When I walked down, I'm nervous. I just wanted to cry because I didn't know what was going on.
According to police in Charlotte, officers with the U.S. Marshals Task Force went to a home around 1:30 Eastern Time. They were serving a warrant for a felon wanted for possessing a firearm. Police Chief Johnny Jennings said the marshals were shot at while approaching the wanted man. Those officers shot back, killing the man in the front yard of the residence, but a second shooter started firing from inside the home.
As officers approached that individual, they then received additional gunfire from inside of the residence. So after a long standoff, we were able to clear this residence and confirm that there were 2 additional people inside.
At least 4 Charlotte-Mecklenburg police officers who responded to the scene were shot while trying to rescue the wounded officers.
There was the firefighters had vests on and helmets, the ambulance had vests and helmets, the police had vests and helmets. They were running with guns, just running. And then when the SWAT team started going, they were going through people's grass. then all of a sudden you just heard the shooting again. It's loud shots.
Police said a woman and a 17-year-old male were found in the home and were being questioned. But as to why this happened was still very unclear.
3 people lost their lives today. And the most that I can ask of our community is that we honor and respect them for all the work that they've done, all the work that we will do to make it possible for our city to be safer.
And again, police just updated that to 4 officers have died from the shooting. President Biden was briefed on the shooting and spoke with local leaders, expressing his condolences and support for the community. Live in the newsroom, Shannon Halligan, WGN.
Okay, so that's very sad. Condolences to the officers who lost their lives, condolences to their families, and also prayers for a speedy recovery for those that are still injured and in the hospital. So what exactly happened? Well, we don't have all the details, but around 1:30 p.m. on Monday, officers from the U.S. Marshals Task Force arrived at a home in a suburb of Charlotte to serve several active warrants against a 39-year-old by the name of Terry Clark Hughes Jr., who was wanted for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and 2 counts of fleeing to elude. Now, armed with a high-powered rifle, Hughes fired upon the approaching task force officers, striking several of them, according to police. Officers fatally shot the man, who was pronounced deceased, on the front lawn. From inside the house, another shooter began firing. After an hours-long standoff, authorities sieged the home with armored vehicles and located at least 1 assault rifle. 2 women were brought in for questioning after they left the house. Now, Johnny Jennings, chief of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, had earlier said a 17-year-old and a woman were being questioned. And so 8 officers, 4 from the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force and 4 from Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department were shot in the incident. Of the officers who were killed, 3 were from the task force and the other was from the police department. So 2 of the slain task force members, Sam Pelosi and Alden Elliott, were employed by the state's Department of Adult Correction for 14 years. A statement from the department gave this information. Now, Pelosi is survived by his wife and 2 children, according to the state's correction department. Elliott was married and has 1 child. Both were pronounced dead at the hospital. So they say they love their work and they were passionate about their roles in protecting our communities. This is what they said in the statement. The police department said, these officers died as heroes and made the ultimate sacrifice in their service to our state. Now, the Marshal Service has not named the 3rd member of the task force who died in the shooting, citing pending notification of family members. After hours in the hospital, Joshua Ayer, a 6-year veteran of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, also died from his injuries. Ayer was married and has a 3-year-old son. They say he fought for several hours and passed away from his injuries with his wife and family by his side. Okay, this happened last night, and they say, I am truly grateful for his bravery, service, and ultimate sacrifice. He will never be forgotten, and we are forever indebted. Now, someone by the name of Sayin Shoyam, age 54, was just leaving his house around 1 p.m. when members of the Marshals Task Force raced into his yard, taking cover behind a powder blue Honda sedan. They say as gunfire began blasting through the yard of the 2-story home next door, Shoyam began live streaming on Facebook from his iPhone. Choyun said he watched as one and then another officer was hit by gunfire from the rear of the brick home and then heard the frantic calls for assistance. He said 2 women ran inside the house, as did another man, and authorities crashed an armored vehicle through his backyard to reach the 2 downed officers. They say they do what they got to do to get the officer who was shot, he said. This is what he said. If he looked at the twisted fence and deep ruts left by the vehicle, which officers later used to rip the front of the house open so they could send a drone inside. He says, I've seen a lot of movies and knew what was coming. Hughes had served time in prison following multiple felony convictions, including for breaking and entering, fleeing police in a high-speed chase, and possession of a firearm. In 2010, he served 6 months in prison after he was convicted on a felony breaking and entering charge related to an incident that occurred the year before. Now, in June of 2012, he was arrested on charges of speeding to elude arrest. And at that time, he was the subject of several active warrants. So this guy had a very lengthy criminal history. Okay, please pay attention. In order to avoid capture, he turned around near a checkpoint and sped away, beginning a chase that reached speeds of over 100 miles per hour. Now, Hughes was convicted of fleeing and possession of a firearm by a felon in October of 2012. In September of 2013, he was released from prison, according to the North Carolina Department of Adult Correction. And then in May of 2021, he was arrested on several charges, including possession of marijuana paraphernalia and eluding arrest in a motor vehicle. And that's according to the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office. Now, they say Joe Biden has been informed of what happened. And on Monday, he released a statement calling the officers heroes and saying that he and First Lady Jill Biden will be praying for the families and the recovering officers. The president also spoke with Charlotte Mayor V. Lyles to express his condolences and support for the community, saying they are heroes who made a sacrifice. Okay, so there you have. This is a very sad turn of events. At the end of the day, very sad. Like I said, condolences again to the family, friends, and loved ones and colleagues of these officers who lost their lives. 4 officers at one time. Okay, very tragic. And then some still in the hospital. So prayers for them to have a speedy recovery. All right. So like up, everyone. Please like and share. Okay, so now let's talk about this incident. I want you all to pay attention. Now, they're trying to say in the media that this was a hazing incident. This was no hazing incident, in my opinion. It was a hate crime. Okay, it was a whole hate crime. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Now, I'm about to play a TikTok video that someone did about this, and then we're going to get into the specifics.
Y'all, he was literally hunted down like a dog by some of his classmates on Friday, April 26th, and then he went into cardiac arrest. This is 16-year-old Justin Johnson from Lower Paxton Township in Pennsylvania. He had moved to the States from Jamaica about 2 years ago and was just trying to fit in and make friends. He was a sophomore at Central Dauphin High School, and he was planning on trying out for the football team in the fall. 3 of the boys from that football team went to his house on Friday and pretty much tricked him into coming out of the house, and then they hunted him down like a dog. Trigger warning. So here you can see one of the boys running up to his door and ring the doorbell to try to get him to come outside. They eventually get him to come out of the house. They have been making comments like, "Hey, we see you in the window, come out." Okay, so this is as he's coming out of the house. You'll see him here in just a second on the right. So there he is in the back, and then you'll see a kid get out of a car there, right there, and just start chasing him. Someone says, "Get it on video." Here it is.
Okay, so now with that all being,
y'all, he was literally hunted down.
They called him the N-word and all of that. Okay, so they went and lured him outside. All right, and so they're trying to say this was just a hazing thing or whatever, but I want you all to pay attention. Okay, so let's get into the specifics. And I didn't play all of that clip because they called him the N-word. Okay, likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, so here it is right here. Now they're saying that the death is currently under investigation. Hold on, I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this news report. Justin Johnson, 16 years old, died last Friday night at Hershey Medical Center after going into cardiac arrest at his Lower Paxton Township home, according to police on Monday. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen.
At 5, new information on the investigation into a 16-year-old student's death in Dauphin County. Thanks for joining us. I'm Evan Forrester. Lower Paxton Township Police say they have reviewed video footage of an incident before the young man's death on Friday. They stress it does not show Justin Johnson being harmed. Now, investigators also say Justin went back into his home by himself and called his father before leaving to say he was going to go play tag with friends. Fox 43 Sierra Williams is live outside the Johnson home in Sierra. The surveillance video seems to be critical in this case.
Yeah, that's right, Evan. The video from right before the 10th grade Central Dauphin High School student died Friday has people all over the community talking, or as police call it, spreading speculation and rumors. And police are asking for that to stop. But neighbors I spoke with are asking, how could this happen? Surveillance video from outside the Johnson family home shows Justin in the moments before he went into cardiac arrest. Neighbors just a few houses down believe what happened before his death was not accidental, but instead racially motivated.
They hunted him down like an animal. They chased him down. They coerced him out of his house, according to the videos that I saw.
In the video, you see Johnson running away from what appears to be other teens. The teens are believed to be some of Johnson's classmates at Central Dauphin High School. You can also hear them shouting. Right before 10 o'clock Saturday night, the Lower Paxton Police Department was called to Bianca Way. Johnson was taken to Penn State Hershey Medical Center where he died. The Johnson family declined to speak with Fox 43 or give comment on Justin's death. Neighbor Belinda Ward says the community wants answers.
Someone needs to be held accountable for this terrible, terrible situation.
Central Dauphin School District called parents to update them on the investigation into Justin's death and address the social media posts claiming he was bullied.
Hate speech or any other behavior that denigrates another person's rights will not be tolerated and is not consistent with the mission, vision, and values of Central Dauphin School District.
And the Dauphin County Coroner's Office has set an autopsy for Tuesday morning. We'll have more details on that. Evan?
Sierra, Lower Paxton Police emphasizing Johnson did not appear to be harmed in the videos that we just saw.
Yeah, that's right. They, in fact, mentioned it twice in their most recent update, which was about 30 minutes ago. They say, or investigators say, about 8:36 Friday night, Justin Johnson does not appear to be in any distress while he's on his porch using his phone. They also say that it does not appear that he was being chased or harmed in any other way as he goes back into the garage freely.
Well, we'll see what the investigation finally reveals.
Okay, so I want you all to pay attention how they're trying to minimize it. So we didn't just hear them telling him, saying that he ran back to Africa, okay, and calling him a racist slur. Okay, at the end of the day, they're saying we didn't see him being harmed. Well, he's dead. They chased him, hunted him like an animal, and he went into cardiac arrest. They're trying to set the stage to not give these thugs who did this any culpability. That's what it is. Okay? So let's talk about it a bit further, because here's what they say. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Boy, age 16, who died following a racial incident, phoned his dad as he ran from his classmates. Now, I don't think they mentioned that part. By all accounts, Orville Johnson was building a better life for his son in America. The family hailed from Jamaica, arriving here about 2 years ago. Johnson built up his HVAC business, and he specifically chose the Central Dauphin School District for 16-year-old Justin because it was the best. A family friend gave this information to the media. Now, they say Johnson built a house in Stray Winds, a quiet development off Crumbs Mill Road in Lower Paxton Township. They moved in about 18 months ago. So Friday night, all Johnson's hopes and dreams for Justin were dashed. The first sign of trouble was a call from Justin, who was diagnosed with sickle cell disease. Okay, the boy was running as fast as he could to flee a group of kids. This is what his father told CBS 21. Now, the teen classmates had driven to Justin's house, parked outside, and were ringing the doorbell and calling for him to come outside. Now, Penn Live has also attempted to interview Johnson. A reporter, photographer, and videographer were initially granted a one-time interview with the father Monday morning by a family friend who answered the door at the home. However, about 2 hours later, another family spokeswoman came out and told Penn Live and 2 other media outlets that Johnson was advised by an attorney not to speak to the media. Well, good for him. Now, Johnson told ABC 27 that his son wasn't supposed to overexert himself due to his medical condition. Despite this, Justin outran the pursuing boys, making it back to the family home on the 3000 block of Bianca Way. And here's the thing, he did make it back home, but his father found him dead in the kitchen. Once he got there, he wasn't breathing. And whose fault is it? It was theirs for chasing him. Now, by this time, however, Justin was having trouble breathing. Okay, this is what his father told the news station. The dad raced home to find Justin unconscious, lying face down on the kitchen floor around 9:55 p.m. He said, I called 911 immediately and they told me what to do. He began performing CPR on his son. Justin was rushed by ambulance to Penn State Hershey Medical Center, but news from the hospital was grim. This is what Johnson told ABC 27. He says, they called me and said, I have to come to the hospital because he's not getting a heartbeat. Justin died from cardiac arrest at the hospital. Then things got even worse for the grief-stricken dad. One cannot walk onto the Johnson driveway or the porch without the home's Ring cameras activating. Johnson told the media that he checked the Ring video to see why his son was running away from the boys. Where did he go? He went to F in Africa. That's what you hear one of them say. I'm sure you just heard that on the video. So Johnson told CBS 21 that he recognized the boys from an earlier visit to his home on April the 22nd. Johnson said Justin told him at the time that the boys were members of the Central Dauphin football team. Justin, a sophomore, aspired to play football for the Rams. A family friend told Penn Live Justin was making strides toward his goal despite his medical condition. Now his hardworking father, who only wanted the best for his son, is left heartbroken and at a loss for why any of this even happened. He says, my son was a special son. He's very special. I mean, that's my life. Now, Lower Paxton Township Police have opened an investigation into the events surrounding Justin's death. 3 detectives visited the Johnson house mid-morning on Monday, but declined to comment to Penn Live as to what was going on. Of course they do. They're not going to comment because they're trying to make it so these little thugs who chased him, okay, until he went into cardiac arrest, so they don't get any consequences. I just want you all to notice that. Now, the Pennsylvania, and pay attention to how they say people are speculating online. Well, isn't that what people always do? At the end of the day, we saw them come up to his porch. Why were they at his house? Why did they come up to his porch and then lure him outside and then chase after him, calling him racial slurs and saying hateful things? Okay, please pay attention. This is a whole hate crime. Now, they're going to try to sugarcoat it and sweep it under the rug and make it out to be something that absolutely isn't. Okay? And then they're trying to paint it as a hazing incident. He wasn't on the football team. Even though he was supposed to be trying out, I don't think he was on there as of yet. Now, the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission told Penn Live they're also looking into the boy's death. The commission has legislative authority to investigate incidents involving racial discrimination. The PHRC is heartbroken over the death of Justin Johnson, and we extend our support and condolences to his friends and family. Now, this is what Executive Director Chad Dion Lassiter said Monday during a news release. He says, we are aware and very concerned of the alleged racist actions and will continue to monitor the incident. Hate has no place in Pennsylvania, and the PHRC stands committed to making sure everyone has the right to education, employment, housing, and commercial property and public accommodation free from discrimination. If you feel you have been one who has experienced discrimination, we urge you to contact the PHRC and file a complaint. It is only through speaking up that we can end hatred and discrimination. So they go on to say PHRC created a civil rights outreach division this year to address civil tensions, conflict, and incidents in communities and promote anti-racism through education and outreach. The PHRC said anyone who has experienced discrimination should file a complaint by calling 717-787-4410. Okay, and so with that all being said, now they say in 2021, parents of Central Dauphin East Middle School demanded that officials from West Shore School District address, this is in 2021, mind you, address a racial incident involving the N-word being used by a player at a girls' field hockey game. Earlier this year, a Black family in Lower Dauphin High School went public about a school bus incident over a racial expletive that escalated into a fight and a suspension for the Black 9th grader. In response to Justin's death, a rally is planned for Tuesday, and a petition already signed by 3,000 plus people has been launched on change.org. The petition reads in part, saying, on April the 26th of 2024, our community lost a bright young soul, Justin Johnson. This tragic event has highlighted the underlying issue of subconscious racism that exists within Lower Dauphin County. Now, the death of Justin is a huge reminder that our children of color are not safe in their schools or even their own neighborhoods. It is time we address this issue head on. And I absolutely agree. Okay, I absolutely agree. And they probably thought they were moving into a nice place to raise their son, but they moved amongst a bunch of racists, obviously. Okay, please pay attention. This is very sad. Condolences to the family, friends, and loved ones of Justin Johnson. Okay, and now hopefully he will get justice, even though we see that it looks like they're trying to throw out justice and trying to act like these teens who came and showed up and lured him outside didn't do anything wrong. Oh, he didn't seem to be hurt when he went into the house. He went in voluntarily. Didn't seem like he had any physical injuries. Well, that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they chased him, which caused him to overexert himself. And why did he run from them? Because he was afraid. What were they going to do to him? That's the question. That's the question. And these devils need to be held accountable for their nefarious actions, as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, let me continue. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now let's talk about Ralph Yarl. You all remember the 16-year-old boy, Ralph Yarl, who was shot, in the head for knocking on the wrong door. So Ralph Yarl, the teen that was shot after mistakenly going to the wrong house, seeks justice in a civil lawsuit. Now, this was reported on yesterday. Okay, so everyone, please like and share. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this interview with he and I believe his mother. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
This morning, 17-year-old Ralph Yarl is sharing his story for the first time about the night that changed his life when he thought he was picking up his 11-year-old twin brothers from a friend's house.
When you go back to April 13th, tell me what happened when you go to that address.
Well, I go into the driveway, I walk up the steps, I ring the doorbell. I see 3 different cameras, like one looking at the driveway, one on the porch. As far as I know, I didn't know their family at all. Like, I had never even seen their friends or their parents before, so maybe this is their house.
Ralph mistakenly going to Northeast 115th Street instead of getting his siblings from Northeast 115th Terrace, 1 block away.
I actually wait a long time. I'm just on the porch. So then I hear the door open. I see this old man, and I'm assuming, oh, this must be like their grandpa. And then he pulls out his gun. And I'm like, whoa. So I like back up. He points it at me. So I kind of like brace and I turn my head. Before that, I'm thinking, there's no way he's actually going to shoot, right? The door is even open. He's going to shoot through his glass door and glass is going to get everywhere. Then it happened. And then I'm on the ground. I fall on the glass, the shattered glass. And then before I know it, I'm running away, shouting, help me, help me.
Ralph says he ran to multiple homes until someone answered his plea for help.
I was bleeding from my head. I was like, how is this possible? Like, I've been shot in the head.
Had you ever seen that man before?
Never.
Were there any words that were exchanged before he shot you?
He only said 5 words. Don't come here ever again.
His mom, Cleo, concerned when her son never returned back home.
I was worried already that
Maybe he had gotten a flat tire or something. And then we got a call from a strange number, and it was the police stating that they had him.
What were the doctors initially telling you, Cleo?
Oh, they didn't have to tell me anything. I'm a healthcare worker. He was partially alert when we got there, but it wasn't a pleasant sight. It was traumatizing.
Shot twice, once in the head and arm, by 84-year-old Andrew Lester. In the aftermath, protests sweeping the streets of Kansas City after it took 4 days for police to file first-degree assault charges. The shooter remains out on bond, telling investigators he thought Ralph was a burglar and that he was scared to death when the teen came to his door. Lester, who has entered a not guilty plea, shooting twice within seconds of opening the home's main door, saying he was protecting himself. Lester's attorney telling GMA in part that the court prohibits him from discussing the case, but that he's looking forward to the upcoming preliminary hearing. The Yarl family lawyer, Lee Merritt, calling for an investigation into the case as a hate crime.
What are your concerns of the legal process going forward?
Unfortunately, race is a major factor in who gets justice and who doesn't. And in cases where there's a white man and a black child, I've seen over and over again the criminal justice system contort itself out of shape to find a way to justify the shooting. And that is a concern for me here.
Miraculously, 10 weeks later, Ralph's made a full physical recovery, but the mental and emotional trauma still lingers.
There are a lot of things that are going on inside my head and aren't normal. I've been having headaches, trouble with sleep, and sometimes my mind is just foggy. Like, I can't concentrate on the things that would be easy for me to do.
You're looking at a kid that took the SAT when he was in the 8th grade. And now his brain is slowed. So physically he looks fine, but there's a lot that has been taken from him.
What do you want people to know about you, Ralph?
I'm just a kid. I'm not larger than life because this happens to me. I'm just gonna keep doing all the stuff that makes me happy and just living my life the best I can, not let this bother me.
As a passionate band kid, playing his clarinet brings Ralph the most joy.
You gonna play a little something for us?
That love for music, helping uplift him during the difficult days.
Bravo! Bravo! Oh my! Wow. What was the name of that piece?
Deepwood.
Son, you can play.
Ralph dreams of pursuing a career in chemical engineering as he and his family work to heal.
What is justice to you in this case?
Justice is just the rule of the law, regardless of race, ethnicity, and age. He should be convicted for the crimes that he made. I am past having any personal hatred for him. He should suffer repercussions because that is what our society is made of. Trust in each other and reassurance that we can coexist together in harmony.
All right. All right. Very intelligent young man. Thank God that he had a good recovery and doesn't have any permanent injuries or anything like that. Okay. And still has all of his cognitive abilities. With that all being said, why she have him play the clarinet? Shaking my head. Okay, and so with that all being said, we can't live with these people, says Ty. Celebrity and crime intergalactic news galaxy said, this is why I don't like them. Timber Dan said, yes, very intelligent. Absolutely, beloved. Okay, so here's the thing. What is the old man going to get? Now, he's being sued civilly, so hopefully it's going to cost him a pretty penny at the end of the day, and I think it absolutely is a hate crime. Listen, he didn't fear for his life. I keep telling you all, and I'm sure you all know, I don't even have to tell you. At the end of the day, if someone is on your front porch, outside in your yard, in your driveway, and you're fearful, why would you open your door? It's just like the guy who shot the 61-year-old Uber driver who was there to pick up a package and then says that he's afraid for his life. Why did you come outside, sir? And for the case of the man who shot Ralph Yarl, sir, why did you open your door? If you thought it was someone going to rob you, burglarize your dwelling, why would you open your door? Isn't that ignorance? And in fact, if you're afraid, wouldn't you lock the door, keep it locked, put a chair or something in front of it, call 911 immediately? Isn't that what normal people do? Isn't that what normal people with common sense do? You don't open the door to danger if you feel so afraid. If you open the door, that means you're not afraid. That's what that means. So let's not play games here, because they like to play games. When they delete somebody, do something wicked and nefarious to somebody who looks like me, oh, I fear for my life. No, you didn't. That's not how people react out of fear. If I'm in my house and someone's outside and I look out the window, the peephole, and I see someone out there that terrifies me, what I'm not going to do is open the door. The second thing I'm not going to do is go outside. Okay? Whether I have a weapon or not. All right, so please pay attention. This is all nefarious, okay? And just a whole load of crap. But anyway, let me continue. And so let's talk about the new laws being enacted down there in Louisiana and how some people don't vote and don't care to vote and don't stay up, you know, on the latest legislation and just don't know what's going on and then get distracted because some people have one-track minds. Okay, so people who have one-track minds only can focus on one thing at a time effectively. Okay, but for people like me and some of you, we can focus on a myriad of things. We can be talking about Diddy. We can be talking about the economy. We can be talking about what's going on with these banks. We can be talking about injustices and all sorts of things. Okay, so, but I want you all to pay attention to what this young man from Louisiana has to say about these new laws that they're implementing, because many people from Louisiana are not even paying attention. I guarantee you, they're looking at what Diddy's doing and what's going on with Diddy and all this other celebrity stuff, okay, which is all fine and dandy, but you have to be paying attention to the things they try to slide in when you're not looking or when they think you're not paying attention.
All right, some of y'all don't like to vote. You think it's dumb. Let me read you some of the things that's about to happen in Louisiana because y'all don't vote. We got a new governor. He's doing a special session on crime. Let me read you some of the laws they're about to change. Number 1, to restrict parole eligibility. Number 2, to restrict or repeal the earning rate of good time or the diminution of sentence for good behavior and earn compliance credit. Number 3, to expand the criteria for which probation and parole may be revoked for technical violations. Number 4, to require a unanimous vote of the parole board to grant parole and to increase the powers of the board. Number 5, to require electronic access to criminal records and certain records from juvenile delinquency proceedings. Let's go to number 8, to add the crime of illegal use of a weapon or dangerous instrumentalities to the listings of crimes of violence. Number 9, to increase the penalties for the crime of carjacking. Number 11, to lower the age of a person deemed to be a child for the purposes of dispositions and sentencing for the commission of delinquent acts. Lowering the age that we could put kids in jail. Number 12, to expand the list of crimes for which a child may be confined to the custody and care of the Department of Public Safety and Corrections and to remove eligibility of modifications of certain sentences. 13, to grant immunity from liability based on certain criteria for peace officers and public entities that employ or appoint peace officers to give cops more immunity. Number 15, to specify the method of administering the sentence of death, to provide for civil and criminal liability, and to provide the confidentiality or records relating thereunto. New ways to kill people with the death penalty. Pro-life, right? Number 17, to add limitations and restrictions regarding the filing of post-conviction relief. Number 18, to authorize the carrying of concealed weapons by certain persons without the necessity of obtaining a permit. Number 19, to grant immunity from liability for persons authorized to carry concealed handguns. So for all y'all in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Shreveport, and all of the surrounding areas who decided to opt out of the Louisiana governor's race and not vote last year, he giving you his thank you card right here. Calling card, legislature going in session. They coming.
Okay, so this is what happens when you don't vote. Okay, when you don't pay attention to legislation that they impose. This is absolutely what happened. Okay, Celebrity and Crime Intergalactic News says everything against black. Okay, I want you all to pay attention. So Lauren, Queen, please tell us how to find that TikTok, please. Beloved, I'm not sure. I just happened to find that on TikTok, okay? You can go back and rewatch it and pause it, and it should show his TikTok channel. Now, with that all being said, at the end of the day, it's very important that we're paying attention to new laws that are being passed. Some of these things will negatively impact us specifically. And if we're not paying attention, we won't realize until it's too late. Okay, one of the things that negatively impacts us is the fact that Biden and Kabami allow all of these illegal immigrants to come over here. Do you all know that one of the worst gangs in the United States, the MS-13s, most of them are in fact illegal? Did you all know that? Most of them are here illegally. And so let's talk about some of the things they've done. I'll just mention one, because we'd be here all day. Most feared gang in America. That's who they are. Okay, not the Bloods, not the Crips, but the most feared gang in America is the MS-13. It's the only street gang the U.S. government has designated as a transnational criminal association. Okay, what did I tell you all about transnational criminal associations? So that is something that the Department of Homeland Security, those agents deal with. Okay, so let's talk about this crime they committed in 2017, because this is one of their worst ones. An infamous street gang from Los Angeles is believed to have murdered at least 8 people across the U.S. over the last month, including teenage school students, some of whom it has claimed were part of a satanic ritual. Out here worshiping Satan. Okay, please pay attention. Now, members of Mara Salvatrucha, also known as MS-13, has been charged with murders, including that of a 15-year-old girl in Houston, Texas, and also of 2 friends aged 15 and 16 in New York's Long Island in September. Now, whose bodies were found raped without the G, beaten with baseball bats, and hacked to pieces with machetes. Okay, these are some of the people that Biden's administration is allowing into this country. Now, 2 El Salvadorian suspects, Diego Rivera and Miguel Alvarez Flores, have been charged with a Houston murder. So it's alleged that the pair killed this 15-year-old victim, known only as Genesis, when she challenged her captors over their satanic beliefs in front of a shrine. Now, according to the New York Post, a court in Houston heard a testimony from a 14-year-old girl who had also been captured, drugged, and actually assaulted and tattooed by the group and held in the same room as Genesis. She told the court that after Genesis's outburst, gang member Alvarez Flores offered a satanic statue in the shrine a cigarette, saying the beast did not want a material offering, but it wanted a soul. Alvarez Flores said this according to court documents. Now, the body of the 15-year-old was subsequently found in the middle of a road with a bullet hole, or with bullet holes in the head and chest, both of which appeared to have been fired from close range, according to law enforcement. Meanwhile, 14 members of the gang have also been held and 12 charged over the killing of the 2 girls in Long Island after arrest this month. 4 face the death penalty at a trial of the 13 adult gang members that will be held April the 10th. They say far too long. MS-13 has been meting out their own version of the death penalty. This is what Robert L. Capers, the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, said during a news conference. The MS-13 gang emerged in the 1980s and is the only U.S. street gang the American government has designated a transnational criminal organization. The group's activities extend through Canada and Mexico, and as well as through several countries in Central America. Their activities including people trafficking and drug smuggling. Those things have helped make the Northern Triangle, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras, the most violent place in the world that is not at war, according to organized crime investigation, a group known as Insight Crime. Now, the gang is thought to be responsible for more than 30 murders on Long Island since 2010. They say far too long, MS-13 has been meting out their own version of the death penalty. But speaking to the Independent, Inside Crime co-director Stephen Dudley said it is highly unlikely the gang is making a wholesome move towards Satanism. He says there is a grain of truth in the satanic fashionism of some of these gang members, but does it translate into mass gang-wide rituals in which they execute young girls, thereby conforming to our worst preconceived fears about them? I highly doubt it, he says. I think these are kids playing God or Satan, as the case might be. Well, here's the thing. At the end of the day, I don't care what they're playing, okay? They're out here murdering people, all right? Please pay attention. And these are teenagers that they're doing this to. More troubling for me is their systematic effort to take new territory or reclaim old territory for the purposes of extortion and drug peddling, Mr. Dudley added. This is all egregious. And like I said, these are some of the illegal people that are here. Most of these thugs are here illegally, okay? And here's a news clip of them in court.
A satanic statue in the apartment, and the gang members said they wanted to offer the beast a soul. Police say Hernandez Rivera and Alvarez Flores killed the girl execution style. Killers confessed to the crime after they were arrested. 22-year-old Miguel Alvarez Flores, there you see on the left, and 18-year-old Diego Hernandez Rivera on the right appeared in court this week. Now, according to HPD, most MS-13 gang members are in this country illegally, and these two murder suspects could be as well. Police say they have reported the two to Homeland Security. Now, an investigator told us this morning that officers found evidence in the apartment where these gang members were keeping underage girls that led police to believe there was some sort of satanic ritual activity happening there. HPD says there were 3 underage girls in the apartment of the murder suspects, a 14-year-old, a 15-year-old who was murdered, and then a 16-year-old girl. Police say the 14-year-old told detectives she was kidnapped, drugged, and sexually assaulted by members of the MS-13 gang. Now, the 14-year-old also reportedly told investigators she was moved from one apartment to another, forced into consuming drugs and alcohol, then at one point was held down as Alvarez Flores tattooed the image of the Grim Reaper on her body from her knee down to her foot. This girl also told police the 15-year-old at the apartment was a girl named Genesis. She believes Genesis is the girl found dead on February 16th.
Okay, absolutely egregious. And for the them talking about, that they should get the death penalty or possibly getting the death penalty, they didn't get it. They got 40 years in prison is what they got. They should have gotten the death penalty, in my opinion, okay? So 2 MS-13 gang members convicted of killing a teenage girl in an alleged satanic ritual in 2017 have been sentenced to 40 years in prison. Diego Hernandez Rivera, age 22, otherwise known as Scary, faced a judge on Monday where he pleaded guilty to the murder of 15-year-old Genesis Cornejo. In exchange to pleading guilty, Hernandez Rivera received 40 years in prison. He also pleaded guilty to aggravated assault with a deadly weapon in exchange for 12 years in prison. Hernandez Rivera's sentences will run concurrently. Now, Hernandez Rivera's partner, Miguel Alvarez Flores, age 26, also known as Diabolico, pleaded guilty to murder in February and was sentenced to 40 years in prison. According to a release from the Harris County District Attorney's Office, prosecutors expected to show in court that Cornejo was dating a gang member and was chosen as a sacrifice and then shot to death, likely because she disrespected their shrine to the Santa Mureta, the saint of death. Okay, so I'm just telling you all, this is what's going on here. This is what's going on under the Biden administration. Okay, please pay attention. So 40 years, not life without parole, says Eva. Exactly. Okay, Odd Negroes official says signs from God or a mockery from the devil. Okay. So with that all being said, Aldrich said diabolical or diabolical. Well, it was written in Spanish, okay, but it clearly means diabolical. Okay, diabolical, absolutely. Okay, Bookhorse DC says, how long has he been here? Jim Crow Joe. You know Joe doesn't know, doesn't even have a clue. So with that all being said, let's talk about it, because an elder did a video where he talks about being a kid and seeing this Caucasian man come to his home asking for his parents, and then saying that if the mother got rid of the father, then they give them extra money per week. Sounds like Section 8, right? How many times have I told you about how when they start these government programs, and specifically Section 8, they did that to get the males out of the home, so that the male children would run wild, get into trouble, become, criminals, and end up in prison. This is all by design. Okay, so let's talk about it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share.
42. I was sitting on my step, and a white man came to my house and said, "Hey, little boy, is your mother and father home?" I said, "No, my mother's home." He said, "Can you speak to your mother?" Back in the days, a man didn't go into your house unless a man was there. So my mother came out on the step. He said, "I want to talk to you and your husband about something." When Daddy came home, the man came to my house, and we came and sat on the steps. And so the man told my mother, "If your husband don't come to the house, and I stop coming to the house, she can get $15 a month, some kind of welfare thing." A lot of the people took it up. Pretty soon the woman's out there cheating, the man is out there cheating. Because we lost they broke up the male responsibility of the household. That's why we all welfare today. Every generation of generation. That's when welfare started. 1943, that's when the white man came to my mother's house and told my mother and father, if they separate, he don't live there no more, we can get $15 extra a week. You got the great-grandmother on welfare, the grandmother on welfare, the mother on welfare, the children on welfare, and the grandchildren on welfare today.
Okay, so you all heard that, right? $15 extra per week if the man doesn't live in the home. Now, as I said, that was all by design, and some of these women went for it and still are going for it. Still are going for it. At the end of the day, let me tell you something about this government. People who look like me, why do you trust and believe in this government? This government has never done anything lucrative, beneficial, or good for us. They've never, that I can recall, ever. If anyone can, please put it in the chat. I would love to know what that was. Okay? They've never done anything collectively good and beneficial for us. And in fact, anytime this government offers people who look like me something for free, it's always nefarious. Do you remember this?
You say free fries when you get vaccinated? I got vaccinated. You're saying I could get this? These delicious fries? Wait a minute. But there's also a burger element to this? Let me check with Bill Neathart. Is it too early in the day to eat a burger? No. This can be breakfast? Okay. I want you to look at this and think about, again, some people love hamburgers, some don't. Really want to respect all ways of life. But if this is appealing to you, just think of this when you think of vaccination. Vaccination. I'm getting a very good feeling about vaccination right this moment.
Now, you know what I find the most interesting about that little advertisement there, trying to coax people into getting those venoms? Here's the thing that I find interesting about it. He sat there and allowed us to watch him eat a couple of French fries and a cheeseburger. Why didn't he sit there and let us watch him get that jab? Because I'd have loved to have seen that. And in fact, I'd have loved to have been the one to inject him with it. That's what I'd have loved to have seen. Okay, anyone who fell for that, you need to get your head examined. Okay, if you fell for that, banana in the tailpipe, giving away free fries, burgers, beer, marijuana, and all kinds of ignorant stuff, money, cash payments, telling you that you can get $100. Now, you should be ashamed of yourself for falling for it. When have they ever? And I'm talking about people who look like me. If you don't look like me, hey, I'm not talking to you. But the people who look like me, if you fell for that load of bull, woe be unto ye. And this is exactly why the Bible says, thy people perish for lack of knowledge. Why wouldn't you know immediately? Why wouldn't you get immediately suspicious when they start offering you free things to do certain things? Y'all don't find that suspicious? Nobody thought that was crazy. Okay, that dry burger that he was eating, those cold looking fries, that's supposed to tantalize the spirit so much so that you just run on out and do whatever they're asking you to do. Like, please make it all make sense. I don't know what's wrong with some of my people, but I absolutely cannot. Stacey said they think we're cheap and ignorant. Well, sadly, Stacey, some of us are cheap and ignorant. Absolutely, it's the truth. Some of our people absolutely are. That's just the fact. Okay? That is just the fact. And I hate to say it, but it is the gospel as far as I'm concerned. Now, with that all being said, likes up, everyone, please like and share. I'm about to roll up out of here. Before I do, let me show you all this video of someone who is just so foolish that, you know, this is what happens when you don't have patience and you just want to do too much. This is exactly the kind of ignorance that happens. Please pay attention. Okay, I want you all to see what Karen did here. Now, Karen here says this visitor came over to receive her bracelets, so she took it upon herself to lean on the desk, causing this to happen. Now, you know how you go to the doctor's office and they give you the little bracelet, the little band that they put around your wrist with your name and birth date on it and all of that, so they don't get you confused with another patient. Well, this is what she was looking for, apparently, and then here's what happened.
Might as well just leave it like that. It's kind of heavy.
Yeah,
I
I mean, I didn't even get on top of it or anything. Yeah. No, I just want my bracelets. They're right over here. Oh shit, this damn thing fell and almost hit me. The whole desk thing fell. And it almost hurt me. I don't know what the hell happened.
Pulling on it or something? Or, I mean...
Well, there's my bracelet, but I just reached to get it and I wasn't even leaning on it.
over.
I mean, I didn't really...
What, might as well just leave it like that. It's kind of heavy.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even get on top of it or anything. Yeah.
Now she's sitting up there. No, she's telling a bold-faced lie, okay? No, she's telling a bold-faced lie. Thank you, Hey Y'all TV, for your contribution, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings to you. And thank you for your kind words. Okay, now I had to play that twice because I mistakenly forgot to turn the volume on. But so she sat up there and just told a bold-faced lie. Said I wasn't leaning on it or nothing. I just reached to get my bracelet, knowing good and well she was leaning on it with her full body weight. And then tried to play the victim. It almost hurt me. It almost fell on me and hurt me. Now, had it fallen on her, she would have been suing them for what she herself did. I just want y'all to pay attention. Okay, so also crazy. For those of you who follow the spiritual channel, please don't forget to tune in. I'm going to be live on the spiritual channel between 2:45 and 3 o'clock. Okay. With that all being said, yes, Juju said just lying. Exactly. Now, to make it all make sense. Thank you, Miss Cookie, beloved, for your super chat, super sticker donation. Peace, love, and blessings to you. Okay, so Mr. Elevate said you hurt the desk, Karen. Listen says, oh, stop. Black women are not to blame for black males being taken out of home. The older black male. Well, you know, if you get Section 8, you can't have a black man or a man, period, in the home. So there's that. And that's something that you voluntarily sign up for. Okay. So yeah, sometimes they are. Okay. Sometimes they absolutely are. I love you to life too, Juju. Okay. So with that all being said, I'm up out of here. Listen, don't forget to tune in to for your spiritual vitamins between 2:45 and 3 o'clock. Let me leave you all with this. This little boy singing some ghetto song. I can't think of the name of it, but y'all know what it is.
touch my flag, what she would. And my mama in my hood, touch my flag, what she would.
Okay. Odd Negroes Official says, great show. Thanks, Queen. You're welcome, beloved. Okay, so I thought that was cute. All right, Nessie X, I love you all to life. Everyone enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace. Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and